Hello everyone, today we have a great topic for you. We're going to talk about how to afford the home you want.
Yes, you may be thinking about buying a home, but what are some of the factors that are involved when it comes to purchasing a home and how to afford that home that you truly want? We're going to talk more about that now.
Yeah, a lot of times people start looking at home and they don't really do their homework, don't look up, how much I qualify or anything like that. They just want this particular home in a certain neighborhood,
Yeah.
and they end up realizing that they cost a little bit more, the payment's a lot more higher than what they're thinking. But we'll give you some tips today to talk about some of the things you could do to try to get that home that you want in that particular neighborhood.
Yeah, and one of the biggest things, I bring this up to my buyers especially, is making sacrifices, right? When it comes to purchasing a home. It is a sacrifice, right?
Yes.
You're going to have to probably do some cutbacks, right? On food, travel and entertainment, any extra money you have, you may want to set that aside, right?
Yeah, it's very important to create a budget, Alan,
Yeah.
because at the end of the day, you're moving into something that is going to be one of the biggest investments you may have in your life. So you want to make sure that you create a budget, that you understand all the costs involved within everything that you have as far as your daily costs.
Yeah.
So you can make a budget and realize that you can afford that property that you want.
Yeah, and I know some buyers do as well look for extra income, right?
That's good.
So you're making the savings, you're putting that money aside, but maybe you want to speed up the process just a little bit more, so you generate extra income by taking a side hustle, maybe getting overtime at your job, maybe picking up an extra part-time job, something like that.
Yeah, that's good because that helps you to save some money in the side for rainy days.
Yeah.
Having that second job with additional income allow you to create that additional saving in the side. So if something happens, you're feeling better and knowing that you have that little money in the side.
Yeah, definitely does feel better when you know you have that. The other thing you want to do is use leverage, right? When it comes to affording a home you want. So you want to make sure that you're using the bank money to buy a house if you're looking to borrow, right? And then using your own money to make a large down payment. You want to avoid the PMI payments.
Oh, definitely. If you can, it's good to put 20% down so that way avoids that additional insurance that he's talking about with so because if you're only using a program that you put in very little down, then you're going to pay a little more for that additional insurance. So making sure to do a little more saving it's always smart, or looking at the different programs in the banks. Every bank has different programs, so you got to make sure that you're smart when it comes to that.
Yeah, and that fixed payment, as we talked about, is
that's
really
very
important as well. And there's a situation here where renters make the same mistake quite often, Gamalier, right?
They do.
And what is that mistake?
They continue to rent.
Yeah.
And they continue to throw money out the window, meaning that you're actually paying
the
landlord every month and building the landlord equity, not building your equity. A lot of people think, well, it's just renting, it's giving me flexibility, but they end up staying there 2, 3, 4, sometimes 10 years, and they've been renting. They could have built a lot of equity, and that's technically it's an investment you're building yourself. What did the market do? Whatever they do, go up and down, doesn't matter. You're paying down the loan, which allowing you to build some equity, and within a period of time, the market changes. Anything you could, there's a lot of options you could do. You could sell the house, you could rent it, create cash flow, create additional money, and also not to talk about the tax advantage that there's a lot of them when you own a home that you could take at the end of the year too.
Yeah, exactly. And then another factor that goes with that, Gamalier, is they just think they cannot afford a home.
Yes.
So with that mentality, I guess it's also the fear.
Yes.
Of making that big step.
And I could see that obviously based on prices, interest rate, and where we were before. People,
the news too. If you're watching the news,
a lot of negativity, so you're kind of confused, don't know where to go, what to do. That's when you need to talk to a professional to help you to break down, to get to know your situation, and make a plan for you that is clear to help you get to where you want to be.
And you want to make sure you get the best financing to save you money, right?
That is very true.
Having a great credit score is really important. You avoid a lot of the fees that are tied in with getting that loan. And as far as credit scores, you want to be at least in the 600s. We tell our clients.
And that's minimum, obviously. The higher it is, that go up all the way to 850. The higher you are to 850, the better rates you could get, the lower cost of the loan too. And if you're self-employed, you gotta make sure that you actually showing enough profit. Not, they're not, banks not gonna look at the gross of what you make. They care about when you did your taxes, how many expenses you took against that income and what the profit you're showing. The biggest mistake a lot of self-employed do is that they take a lot of expenses when they're
Very
self-employed
common.
and they don't show enough income. Then when they go ready to buy a car, a house, or get a loan, they can't borrow almost anything because they don't show enough profit.
Yeah, that's so true. And another thing that you may want to take a look at, and something I didn't consider, when I was purchasing a home way back when, but taking advantage of your 401k.
That's a good one. Yes.
That is an option out there. You can actually withdraw money towards the purchase of a home without any penalties.
Yeah, that's a big one because a lot of people don't think about that. They don't really realize that they have this 401k that they've been given or they had in their previous job. They could actually go and grab some of that money to put towards the down payment and will allow you to buy a home with less money out of your pocket.
All right, so we just covered the steps and things that you may want to consider when it comes to getting the home that you truly want.
Yes, so whether you're looking to buy a home, sell, or invest in real estate, give us a call. We'll be glad to answer any of the questions that you may have and also make a plan for you so you can make that possible.
All right, thank you for watching. Remember to click like, share, and subscribe, and we'll talk to you next time.